Now, it's Mandy Connell on KOA News Radio, the voice of Colorado.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you guys heard last Friday's show, we ended up doing 2 hours of bidet talk. And if you don't know what a bidet is, it's essentially a little cleaning system for your tuchus, okay? And you have a couple options. You have a standalone bidet that is actually kind of a companion to your toilet. It sits next to your toilet. But there are also these bidet toilet seats that turn any toilet into a bidet. We, of course, found out more than we needed to know about bidets last Friday. Dave actually ordered one. And then Sarah Flicker from My Luxury Loo reached out and said, check out these bidets. It was like you were just dropping the gauntlet on me, Sarah. First of all, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Get right on that microphone. You can pull it towards it. You can pull it towards you. People are always afraid to touch the microphone. No, you can manipulate it. You can move it all around.
All right.
What is My Luxury Loo?
So we are a bidet company. We started when my partner and I, we traveled abroad a lot, and we found that Americans are so advanced in so many things, but our hygiene is just way behind. So we wanted to come up with a solution.
Pun intended, way behind.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. But yeah, we wanted to come up with a solution that we can bring to the mid-market and just get it to America.
I will say, and we were talking off the air about how it was funny on Friday. We had all these men call, but they wanted to establish their manly street cred. They were like, I hang drywall for a living, but I love my bidet. What is it that makes it feels kind of froofy, like a little frou-frou, Where does that come from? Do you know?
I think it's just a stigma that we need to break. I think that we do this all day, every day. We go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And we take a piece of toilet paper, which is a thin sheet between our hands and our fecal matter.
Yes.
And we look at it and then we flush it down the toilet, and it's just not acceptable. So I think, we have showers. We have dishwashers. Why not? Why not use a bidet?
So let's talk about the bidet because you brought one in. This thing is super high speed. I got to tell you, this thing is amazing.
You got space bidet of the future.
It is, and it's got a remote control.
Yeah.
And it's got settings for 2 people, Lori Lynn. 2 people. That was the first thing I saw. I'm like, I could set my own settings, and Chuck could set his settings, and never would our settings have to conflict.
Right, exactly. If Chuck likes a softer stream, he can.
Whereas I prefer the fire hose. You never know how many speeds. How do you decide what features are going to be in a bidet toilet seat?
Well, we were asked a lot of questions when we were doing market research, and one of them was, how do you get dry after?
Yeah.
So we wanted to eliminate the need for toilet paper altogether.
Right.
So ours has an air dryer, which is heated, which is really nice. We live in Colorado, so in the morning, sometimes it's cold. So we wanted a heated seat as well.
Yes.
So we kind of just were very selective of what features we thought that everyone else would enjoy.
You know what's interesting? I posted something on my personal Facebook page, and one of my friends from Florida is like, he got the exact same model that Dave has, which does not have heated water. Well, they live in Florida. The water comes out of the tap at like 84 degrees. It's like no big deal. I was like, my water comes out of the tap much colder here.
Right. And that would cause a little shock, at least for me. So I would prefer just a nice heated stream of water.
Now, in order to get the heated stream, you have to have your sink near your toilet because you're going to plug into your actual sink hot water, aren't you?
So you could actually plug it into your existing water tank on your toilet, and it's just
really?
as clean as shower water.
Yeah, and this heats it for you.
This will heat it. Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
But this requires a plug next to the toilet, right?
Exactly.
So that's one little thing. A lot of people don't have plugs next to their
get
toilet.
An extension cord.
Yeah. No, I'm having this thing wired in. I'm getting it done professionally because I want to have.
I just unplug my toothbrush. That'll be fine.
Oh gosh, when you compare your toothbrush to your bidet seat, that's a little creepy and weird. I'm not going to lie. So how did you decide? This seems like a great business idea.
I just think that a lot of us don't know enough about it, and I wanted to educate us as Americans that it's not the only way. Toilet paper is not the only way.
Right.
And I think that we could do a lot better.
So this particular moment in time with coronavirus, for some reason, causing people to hoard toilet paper, even though it's not a stomach virus, this has to feel like you should never let a crisis go to waste, Sarah. because now people are out there saying, well, I can't get toilet paper. Well, Dave doesn't need toilet paper. He's got a bidet. Mandy doesn't need toilet paper. She's got a bidet. This seems like a perfect opportunity to sort of get your foot in the business of cleaning, that way.
Right. And I think, as consumers, we want to just be proactive instead of reactive. So I think investing in something that will eliminate your need for something that's off the shelves, like toilet paper, is a good proactive reaction to what's going on.
I will tell you, your bidets run. What's the pricing on these things? Because these are nice. These are really nice.
Yeah, these are nice. So bidets range anywhere between, I'd say, $50 to $2,000.
Right. So, there's a $3,000 Japanese toilet that does everything.
Well, there you go. It might say hello to you.
Yeah. Domo arigato, or whatever they say in Japanese. I don't know. But it's super fancy. So they go up to that level.
Right. And so our target market is just the average Joe who wants to invest in a lot of really nice features at a mid-market price point.
So what is that price point?
So it's $449. Mm-hmm. This includes standard shipping. And we actually developed a promo code for KOA users.
Yay!
So it's KOA 50 at checkout, and then you get $50 off.
Oh, that's cool. KOA 50 at checkout. Now, let me ask this question. What are some of the common objections that you might hear from people? Is it more just an educational piece on your part, or are people like, I am not going to sit on a water fountain after I use the bathroom? I mean, what do you hear from people?
I do hear, I've been doing what I've been doing my whole life, and it's been working just fine.
Yeah. Why switch now?
Right. And I think that's a good point. But I think when we really delve into it, what we're doing isn't very hygienic.
No. And most people, unfortunately, don't wash their hands properly after that. And that's just gross across the board. But it's very instructional for my 10-year-old when I say, don't put your hands in your mouth. You're putting someone else's poop in your mouth.
Essentially, yes.
I mean, that's what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
So when you guys started this project, did you say to yourself, we're going to change the way people poop? I mean, is that, because that's what you're really trying to do. Well, I guess you're just changing the after part.
Yeah. And, I think it's good for how people poop, how people don't have to extend their shoulders to reach around and wipe.
People do not think about this, but especially older folks that are not as limber as they once were can really struggle with this, especially if they've had an injury or they have a back problem. If you have significant back problems, just tending to yourself in that way can be extremely challenging.
I agree. And I think that just clicking a button on a remote was much more efficient and less painful.
Did you make a remote to make it more appealing for guys? Because literally, if I tell my husband it has a remote, he's like, oh, I'm down. Mark me down. I'll totally do that if it has a remote.
Yeah. And when we were, doing some research, a lot of them have side panels.
Yeah.
But it's hard to see. And so that really eliminates the ergonomic qualities anyway.
The nice thing is it's one of the few things that has a remote. You don't have to fight over the remote.
No, there'll be no fighting over the remote. It is definitely a single-use remote for people that are doing that. When you talk to people about the features of the bidet, do people get uncomfortable talking about this a little bit? Because sometimes people do get weird about this. We have no shame on this show. Oh, good. Obviously. Yeah.
Oh, good.
None.
Well, I think people get a little put off when I say it has a massage feature.
That's what I am looking forward to so much, Sarah.
I know. It was amazing.
I cannot. Now, is it like a rolling massage feature? What are what are we looking at here? What are we talking about here?
So the nozzle comes out and then it just distributes the water at different pulses.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. That's super cool.
Yeah, it's just a nice little bonus.
Now, here's a problem that I foresee with this. Do people end up spending more time in the restroom than they did before because they're enjoying their experience so much? I'm only saying that half cheekily.
Yeah, you know what? They might. I would. I do. It's just a different experience. It's almost like a spa experience that it was something you do every day.
I read an article not too long ago, maybe a few months ago, that said since the rise of smartphones, the average amount of time spent in the restroom has increased by like 4 minutes. I mean, think about that. That's a lot of time. And it's because people take their smartphones in and they answer emails. And by the way, if you're one of those people who answers the phone while you're in the bathroom, shame on you, because that is gross. I do not want to ever talk to someone that I know is in the bathroom. And my husband used to do that to me, but now he has the courtesy to lie. Okay? Now I'm like, what are you doing? He's obviously in the bathroom. He's like, oh, I'm walking around the backyard. Okay.
And how come that echo? Where'd that echo come from?
No, I don't even ask. There's no follow-up questions, Dave. Okay, I'm not stupid. It's a don't ask, don't tell situation. We don't need to know this information. But I think there's probably some value in that. Now, you guys do require power for yours because it does heat the water and do some other things. Is that something I'm going to have a professional electrician do mine? But if you have a power source close, you don't need you can install this yourself, right?
Right. It just depends on the aesthetic you're looking for. I wanted mine at home close by, so I had an electrician come, and it cost me $75.
Sure.
But it ranges on what kind of house you have. But that's kind of the commitment, just like putting any outlet near an appliance. But you could also use an extension cord as well, just depending on what look you want. Now,
do you guys put the fan in to eliminate any need for toilet paper? So I'm trying to do the math. And without telling you people how much toilet paper we go through in my house, I'm thinking I could pay for this thing in like a year.
So most people use about 100 rolls of toilet paper a year.
Okay.
And so I think throughout their lifetime, it's about $8,400.
Holy cow, just on TP?
And that's just average.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of people are, the 3-ply.
Well, you got the mitt people, and then you got the Sheryl Crow using one sheet at a time, although I'm still not buying that. I'm just, she was kidding. But it does. I mean, for me, this is about saving money. This is not just about comfort, Sarah. It's about saving money.
Exactly.
In the long run.
Saving money, saving trees.
Yeah.
Saving water, because it takes, I believe, 35 gallons of water to make one roll of toilet paper and half a gallon to flush. So
get out.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I think that, it's just about education and learning what exactly we're doing to our, behinds and what we're doing to the environment and to our paychecks.
Now, I'm trying to think of a way. I've been trying to think this entire interview process, how to ask this question delicately so it's not gross as people are coming back from their lunch. But on a cleanliness scale, like if what we currently do is over here at a 1, where's the cleanliness scale for what you get from a bidet?
It's a 10, and it took me probably 2 weeks to trust that.
Yeah.
So
were you doing like the post bidet check? Is that, yeah.
I call it the courtesy dab.
Oh, yes.
But yeah, no, it took about a couple of weeks for me to really trust it. And now that's all I use.
One of the guys that called into the show last Friday was like, I really hate to go to the bathroom anywhere else. And I think that is a very compelling argument for the bidet. And our newswoman, Susan, who will be in here in a few minutes to do the news, she has a bidet in her house, and she's like, she's so bidet positive, it's not even funny. She's like the bidet messenger. She's the one that started this whole conversation in the first place. But now, instead of freaking out and trying to buy toilet paper, how can people go and buy a toilet seat from you? And how quickly can they get this thing delivered?
So they could go on our website, which is www.myluxuryloo.com.
And I have a link to it on the blog today, but it's easy to find, yes.
And it's LOO. A lot of people ask that. And so then you could just kind of look at our facts and our features, and then you could enter the KOA code and check out. It takes about, for standard, I'd say 7 to 10 business days.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
No, and you could pay for some expedited options.
Okay. So. And you guys are located here locally?
Yeah, so my partner and I are located in Greenwood Village / Highlands Ranch area, but we distribute throughout the U.S.
Is this your first entrepreneurial venture?
Yes.
Are you kidding me? You started with, but I think that's fascinating because whenever I meet somebody with an odd business, generally speaking, they got into it in an odd fashion.
Absolutely.
But something this specific, I would think maybe you were a prior entrepreneur and had a good experience with that and said, okay, now I'm going to do this too. This is bold. This is a bold move with Luxury Loo. And I think you guys, your timing is perfect. And not that I, want people to become ill from the coronavirus, but this has definitely helped. But this has definitely helped.
Yeah, and we never even saw this coming when we started. And so unfortunately, we all as a nation need to be proactive.
Well, my problem is, Sarah, is that I've long said that in a post-apocalyptic world, toilet paper is going to be currency. And now you guys are throwing a monkey wrench into that. However, there won't be power in a post-apocalyptic world, so I'm still stockpiling. I'm just saying. But I buy low and then I sell high. I've got a question right here from Barney, if you have a minute. Barney, you're on with Sarah from My Luxury Loo. Go right ahead.
Okay, Mandy. So just real quick, because you brought up coronavirus before I get to where I'm going to. So all these people want to use hand sanitizer. Just think about this. You go into McDonald's, you go to wash your hands, and the guy walks out of the crapper, walks straight to the counter. You have a way better chance of getting hepatitis than you do the coronavirus. Now, I want to say to this woman, I've seen these seats, and I know that the people that I work around are Indian, and they do this in India. I think your little contraption has got to be disgusting. I can't imagine the germs. I cannot imagine the germs. You go into the toilet, you wash your rear end with a hose, and then you're going to fan it off. And I'm sorry, unless you're going to shoot your butt with alcohol, I just don't see it. And by the way, 30 rolls of toilet paper, Mandy, I use 100 rolls of toilet paper. Every girlfriend, every wife I've ever had has told me I use too much toilet paper. Sorry, when I wipe my butt, I will use a case of toilet paper if I have to. I don't care how many trees get chopped down. Sorry, Sarah, you sound like a sweet girl, but your little invention is nasty, and I'll bet there's hepatitis everywhere. How's that for being a freak?
I don't think you're a freak. I think you're hilarious.
Oh my! But you know what? Here's the thing: we have seen studies now about hand dryers that just blow poop everywhere. But I'm guessing the combination of the water. We're talking about water. And why would this be any dirtier than a normal toilet? What do you think is going into a normal toilet? That's the part I don't get. That was hilarious, though, Barney.
Yeah, he's very passionate.
Barney's a mitt guy. I can tell. He's a mitt maker. He makes a mitt. That's what happens. Probably clogs up a toilet every 5 minutes. Sarah, I am so pleased to meet you. Thank you so much for coming in today. And if you do decide to go buy your Luxury Loo bidet toilet seat, use the promo code KOA50. I will add that to our blog posting today. Thank you so much for coming in today. This was fantastic. Brian, one quick question before Susan comes in. Brian wants to know, is the electric seat safe, or is he going to electrocute himself because it's so close to water?
So there are all the codes that are in place for UL, so that won't happen.
Okay, so the seat would trip before you'd get electrocuted.
Exactly.
Okay, there you go. Susan Whitkin, Sarah is all done with her Loo talk.
The queen of bidets.
The queen of bidets. Susan, you're bidet forward is what I said.
Yeah,
you're bidet positive.
Did she address the issue about sitting down on...
Oh, I forgot to ask.
Oh, this is so important. Really quickly, because I've got to do a news tease. When you've got the bidet, do you sit facing the wall or not, or like you would on a toilet?
So I think standard is just sitting like you're on a toilet, but... depending on what angle you like, you could do either way.
There you go.
Because the water comes from the front and the back.
Oh, that's her bidet. Mine comes right from the middle.
There you go.
So
yours is like a little water fountain.
Both parts, if you as a lady.
Somebody just pointed out with toilet paper, I buy Loo and sell high. Sorry, it's been that corny joke kind of day. What's coming up in the news, Susan?
The show out that way too, people. Okay, Harvey Weinstein's going to prison. 1:30 right here, KOA News Radio, 850 AM, 94.1 FM.
Welcome back. We're done with our bidet talk. I'll let you know if Dave and I are going to do a compare and contrast. Dave thinks I'm a sissy for wanting heated water. I think I'm smart. You know why, Dave? It just clarified for me why heated water is so important, and it goes back to that age-old argument of putting the damn seat down. Because as a woman, there has been more than one occasion where my butt went into that cold-ass water, and I do not want to do that again. Because it's shocking. Shocking, I tell you.
And open your eyes before you sit down.
Oh, my gosh. We're not doing this again.
You brought it up.
I'm just saying. That's what, just then, I was like, why do I want the warm water? What's the big deal? And now I know. Because I've had the cold water, and the cold water sucks.
I read several reviews about the one I got.
Yeah.
And a lot of people question in the reviews, well, I was, concerned about the temperature, and they all seem to be of the opinion that it's not a problem.
I wonder where those people live. Do they live in Florida where it comes out of the tap at 84 degrees? During the summer, in the middle of summer in Southwest Florida, the water comes out of your